So drawing on this, so in recent years, the Pakistani state claims that it has taken substantive measures against terrorist and religious extremism. But most of those measures have been kinetic. But as we know that religious extremism is a complex issue and there are ideological factors underlying it as well. So what measures would you recommend specifically in the realm of ideology?
Yeah, I think that's a very complex question. I think the first step before any kind of change in kinetic or non-kinetic measures has to do with the resolve of the power centers, different power centers within the state. And I think that process has already begun. The very fact that I am back in the country, and last year I had employed a private guard and I was very worried, etc. But this time I haven't done that because I do feel that, in the very top echelons of power, there is clearly a marked difference in both approach and policy, and especially the military. I think under General Raheel Sharif and then Mr. Nawaz Sharif was the Prime Minister, we did see a very clear sort of articulation of that resolve. The National Action Plan as a very sketchy document provides a great way forward. Of course, its implementation has been very patchy, as you mentioned, and definitely kinetic measures are not enough. But I mean, then you look at smaller things. For example, the syllabi in provinces have undergone changes. In the Sindh province, they undertook many changes. In Punjab, they have revised portions and sections of the school textbooks. In KP, the previous government led a variety of changes. I think they were reversed by the PTI and JI coalition. But that process is underway. One of the biggest sources of extremist thought and ideology is filtered through the school system, through the school curricula. And I think that realization is there. So earlier there was no recognition. I remember that, many people, so I'll give an example that maybe a decade ago when I would write about it or maybe tweet about it, or a lot of people, journalists who are now very active and at the forefront of democracy and, democratic freedoms would say, what's wrong with a curriculum? This is a Western conspiracy, you're a Western stooge. You are anti-Pakistan, you're trying to undermine the Islamic foundations of Pakistani state. Today, those people have come to the realization that there's something deeply wrong with the way we have structured our education system, what we teach to our kids.